Aloha, my name is June Dillinger, and I'm the host of Making Love Visible. You may recognize me from the past with Olelo. I had a program with them for 7 years called It's All About Love. And recently I had the invitation, maybe even the calling, to return to Olelo with a new show, and I decided to call it Making Love Visible. And it's really about how we as individuals show up, or perhaps how we be aloha in our world today for ourselves first, and then for those around us. So I'll be interviewing all kinds of wonderful people, and today I'm going to invite back a very special guest. This is her third time. The first time was in 2012. She was a solo guest. The second time she came back with a singing partner of hers with regard to a play that she wrote called Money Talks, but what the hell is it saying? And the third time today. So let me welcome Lucie Lynch. I'm so glad you're back. Thank
Yay.
you so much.
Thank you so much, June, for having me again and again and again. I'm so glad.
It's been a ride. I've been listening to your music for some time, and for those of you that most likely may not remember the story, I just have to share this. I first met Lucie. She was sitting on the edge of Lanai playing her guitar at a friend of mine's house, and he was recently single, and something about her made me say to myself, not only does her music stir me, I think there's something about her that might be good for my friend Matt. And well, the rest is history. It's been years since that occurred, and I'm just so glad you're here. So, and we've had lots of experiences together in a variety of ways. And the first one I want to basically say is just thank you for being here. And you make love visible wherever you go in a variety of things that you do. And so, share wherever you want to start.
I feel like the first image that comes to mind is when I arrived here in the islands, originally from Germany. I arrived here just finding my way, and you were actually hosting my first concert in Hawaii, in your backyard, in Kaimuki. And I will never forget that. There was me with my Martin travel guitar, barefoot, and a white dress under your tree in your garden, and you had invited all of your friends that soon became also my friends. And that was my first show here, and I think that was already like my first attempt of being here, trying to contribute and trying to make the love that I carry visible here in the islands.
And you had a white dove or a butterfly or something that
yes,
was
on my
always
guitar.
on your guitar, which just seems so magical to me. And I'd never seen a musician do something like that. And the essence of how you be when you're playing your music and singing, it has the effect of I weep. I just weep. I find myself with tears coming down my face because it's so truly making love visible. Oh. And so as a musician, what have your years been like here on the island? And what have you created that shows up as love?
Yeah, I feel like what's so funny is I felt from the beginning very embraced here, by the islands. I feel with all of the music I write, my solo music, my just singer-songwriter songs. Then I was playing with Michael Tannenbaum and Nick Gertzen together, two amazing local musicians. And together we created Lucie and the Perfect Wave. So it was kind of like a slack key electric guitar with my folksy singing, singer-songwriter style. So we did that for years and years and years. Then I also have this really very comedic side. So I met my friend Marsha Zena Major, and we started co-creating, and we wrote an award-winning 2-woman show called Money Talks, but what the hell is it saying? Performed it basically everywhere here in Honolulu.
And on the mainland.
On the mainland, and also on Maui. And I feel like, for me, making love visible also means speaking my truth, speaking what I see in the world, speaking what I witness, speaking what I observe, because I'm just someone, I love to observe. I love to observe. I love to see what's going right, what might also be going wrong. And then from the most non-judgmental way I then want to sing about it, share about it. And I do that inside and outside, meaning I look inside, what is in there, what old thought patterns don't serve me anymore, what old behaviors, and then I also sometimes in the outside world I see how we as humanity are and how we as humanity act, and then I wrap that in love and lyrics and bring it out to the world.
That makes me think of during the pandemic, was it a co-producer of a film that showed at that 3D, 4D theater at the Hilton where stuff was spraying on you? And can you just talk about that, because that became an integral piece for building more for people to see the love that you present?
Yeah, so I feel my journey has really been from totally like expressive on stage to then also very meditative. So people had always said, your voice is so calming and it makes me cry, but in a good way, you know? And so what was funny was that because of that reason, I was like, okay, I'm maybe not the typical Waikiki musician, because if I make people like sleep and cry, that might not be really the best fit, right? And so very, very quickly, I kind of like intuitively, chose, or maybe the sound healing world chose me. I don't even really know anymore. I only remember it started with a dream of a singing bowl. And here I am now with like 12 singing bowls and gongs and chimes. But so I started utilizing music as a healing tool. And a friend of mine said, we have this really great movie theater in the Hilton, and with swinging seats and water and all of those kind of beautiful things. And I went there to just see the movie theater. And he said, do you have anything like of your own that you would like to see or watch in this theater? I was like, oh yeah, I created this video in collaboration with dear friends, which was a love tribute to the earth, Mother Gaia, Pachamama, just a meditation in combination with sound bowls, my voice, and just, channeled poetry, I would say. And with these images of earth, of mountains and rivers and waterfalls, and you have it. And so we sit in this movie theater, and then he projects that project onto the screen. Oh. And then there was me receiving kind of like my own medicine in that way. And, I was kind of floored, and then the guy was floored, and he was like, okay, can we make this a thing? And so we created this for a short period of time because of many restrictions that came on and off. It was tricky to really make it run. But for a few shows, I came in with my real instruments, and I would open the show with my real instruments, and then we would fade into this 20-minute movie experience.
Oh, it was absolutely glorious to go into the theater, which I never even knew existed at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, and be able to sit in one of those chairs that rocks and sprays a mist on you, and there's like a scent of lavender, or all kinds of things. And meanwhile, while the video's going on, and there's a sound quality to the video, excuse me, Lucie is busy with this huge quartz crystal bowl, adding the essence of this vibration to it. And it was, I look forward to that being uplifted again, because there was such a gift in that experience. I hope to see that come back. I hope to see that come back. So whoever is in charge of that, please, let's sprinkle some dust on this and bring it back if it's yours to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you say something so beautifully, June, if it's yours to do. So about 2 years ago, that was actually before the world fell asleep for a moment, right? Before we all shut down for a moment. Before we had a global retreat, let's put it that way. I was part of an amazing project of the University of Hawaii. It was a course. It was called TRHT, Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation. And it was really about
Say that one more time,
truth, racial healing, and transformation.
Truth,
Racial healing and transformation.
Fantastic.
And it was a beautiful, beautiful journey for a lot of people that were involved, but I'm only speaking for myself. It was an intense and beautiful journey for me to look at my own isms, you know, and the biases and the racism, even maybe unconsciously. So there was me always thinking, hey, I don't see color. I just see love. I see everyone as humans and all of that. And and it really always came from a pure place. But there, learning about my genealogy, learning about my roots, learning about where I was from, learning about why it is also important to see, you know, to witness, to respect each other's differences and our togetherness and similarities. It was such a learning journey. And so during that process, I started asking myself, what is my Kuleana to this place? That just came up in that course during that period of time, that cohort. And I remember it really brought up this, what is mine to do? Yeah, what you do, if it's yours to do. And I really started to surrender into something completely different, where it's like not being so much obsessed anymore with the idea it's about me to create my reality, it's about me to make it happen, I have to change my mindset, it was really shifting around to complete surrendering to where am I called to, what am I called to do.
That takes a deep listening, and a deep listening is not easy.
Yeah.
And often it's an invitation,
Yes.
like the work that you were doing.
Yeah, and it was scary, I have to say, because I came from the whole, you know, the coaching, it's up to you, you create your own destiny, if you want to leave a legacy, boom, you know, and then to really kind of like, and that's just who I am, trial and error. I just go and play and try, and if I try something, I either like it, I don't like it, it's in harmony with me, I resonate with it, or I don't.
Right.
And, you know, people could think, oh, she's a jack of many trades. She's, like in Germany, we say Springensfeld, meaning she's a hop in the field. You know, like kind of like a, I try this, I'm excited about this.
I can relate to that. I have that
we
background myself.
both have that,
Yes.
the unicorns.
Yes.
That kind of like just sprinkle a little bit here, sprinkle a
Yes.
little bit there. And I feel like I really came to now embrace that. Embrace myself as that, and really learn that listening, where it's like, today I might be called to just sing in my backyard for my neighbors, and tomorrow I might be called to go into the stadium and make everybody cry. You know,
Right.
so I don't know yet.
I love it. I'd like to share that. Oh my gosh, so many thoughts came up that I want to cover, like within that whole share of yours. I don't even know where to begin. First of all, with the university and education, there's that inner opportunity where we get that calling to do that work. And then how do we take that from there? And like you've heard, she has a wide variety of things going on. She's performed here, done this, she's done films, she's written an award-winning play, and yet there are still things that she keeps leaning into to step into. What does it feel like? And being able to separate that feeling away from what makes love visible is important. So what came up to me when you said the word kuleana? Or responsibility was that definition, or what's mine to do. Several years ago, a good friend of mine, CJ Rice, she was getting out of my little car and she said, Junebug, you just make love visible wherever you go. And I thought to myself, oh, actually I just got chicken skin, because that was a really profound statement. It was really special. And I looked up at her like, oh, isn't that a nice thing to say? It stirred me, like it dropped in. And later on, actually, your husband, Matthew, was one of the first speakers when TED came to town. TED
Yes.
Talks. he was one of the first speakers, and thereafter they had a mixer. And at the mixer, I walked in with my friend CJ Rice, and the receptionist said, or the host said, so in this mixer, we're going to ask each other, what's your kuleana? And I looked at my friend, and I had not thought of this thought for maybe a year or two. And I looked back at the girl at the reception, and I said, to make love visible. And it's been that way ever since, including on my book, The Benefit of the X, Making Love Visible When Everything Changes, and hence the name of the show, and inviting others to come into that place. So as my responsibility, it's been great when some friends have randomly said, or maybe on Facebook or something, oh, Junie, guess how I made love visible today? And I get to see that there's an awareness showing up around that. And that's what you do with your music, and your beingness shows up that way. And so Lucie's song, Love is the Only Way, is the theme song that goes with some workshops that I've created around this deck of heart cards. And the opportunity to travel with Lucie and do these workshops with heart cards and have her sing has been extraordinary. It's been a great opening piece, a great grounding piece. And so would this be a moment where we could do the segue for the song, Love is the Only Way?
We can.
And it's about 3 minutes, and I just want you to maybe sit back, relax, perhaps take a breath, close your eyes, and really be present to the words and the gift of this offering from Lucie. And she'll let you know afterwards where you can find the recording.
Yeah, and I feel like in the spirit of our travel, our journey, it's exactly a year ago that we traveled. And I have to say, 2 unicorns on the road.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
amazing. If, you know, it's witnessing the magic like that we created along the way, and the abundance that we received, and all the gifts that people offered by us just really being ourselves was remarkable.
Yes.
You know?
And that's the truth of it. When you be love yourself, when you be aloha yourself, for yourself first, and then for others, that all shows up. So
Yeah. And can that be enough? And I think that is what this song speaks so beautifully about, is what if this moment is already enough? Take a breath, let it be all right. Take a breath, let it be enough right now. Let this moment be what it is. Let this moment be a doorway to your bliss. Seeking love, 'cause it's seeking you. Seeking light, 'cause light is you. Finding ways to let your heart beat. Finding ways to let your heart beat. And remember that love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. And love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. And then we make a move now. Let our spirit groove now. Let our hearts be open this moment has always been enough. Has always been enough. And remember that love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. I know. And love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. I know. Oh, well.
Oh, Misty, Misty, Misty,
Now you
Miss
make me
June.
cry too.
Oh. So fabulous. I so honor you for your sound and the bliss that just exudes from you, and how you make love visible, Lucie. One thing I do know about you is that while you and I traveled for a couple weeks together through Missouri, Kansas, and Texas, that we created a lot of love.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a fantastic experience together, and we were able to bless a lot of people with a heart card experience and really see what was in the cards for them, and through Lucie's music. And during that time, you were writing songs in like conjunction with the coach, doing something that had to do with, I'm going to say this, and I hope I say it right, Gene Keys.
Yes.
And that's Gene, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Gene Keys.
Yes.
So I'm noticing the time. We've got a few minutes left. I want to hear about them.
Okay, so very briefly, during the pandemic, I deep dove into a system called Human Design and the Gene Keys. And these are two transmissions, you could say, that were received and based on and through the 64 hexagrams of the Chinese I Ching. And it's basically 64 archetypes, and every archetype has different frequencies, and I can really not talk too much about it right now. It would take probably up a lot of time. Long story short, each of these gene keys has all these different attributes and elements included in it, and I went on a journey with my dear friend Randy Lee. Randy Lee, love you so much. And for 2 years actually in a row, we went through all the 64 gene keys throughout a whole year. And the second time around, I decided to channel a song for each of the gene keys. So last year in October, I completed a project of writing 64 songs that go with these beautiful gene keys. And it was one of my, I would say, really biggest accomplishments because of the commitment. Because I'm such a, I do something here and I do something there, and oh, I borrow something there. It was for me really intense to gift myself that time and that commitment for a whole year with weekly Zoom meetings and weekly songwriting sessions.
And so you coach through this Gene Key program and with your sound healing. Is that
Yes.
correct?
So I basically, I do these Gene Key readings. They are called activation sessions, where we look at your Gene Key profile, and then obviously because you do that with me, you get your Gene Key songs, the main songs that come along with it, and you will just, it's, it goes along with astrology, it goes along with these beautiful ideas of knowing yourself a little bit better, and maybe taking a look at what could your purpose be? What is your life's work? What is your calling? Just supporting you in that.
Yes.
And not like not written in stone at all. Just like an idea, especially in moments when we sometimes get lost in the hustle and bustle of the world. It's like, hey, let me take a look at my Gene Key profile, and I do that still. And then I look at it again, and I remember, oh, I'm actually not here to do one thing at a time. I'm here to be prolific. I'm here to do many things, to juggle many balls at the same time,
You have so many gifts from oh my gosh, I could run through them all one more time. And I'm just thinking about everything that you are and have to offer, from the gene keys to the music, and just showing up as you do. You light up every single path that you step on. And every time I talk with you, I feel uplifted in your presence. And really, that is what making love visible is when you're spending time with somebody and you walk away feeling really good. You know that whatever they're doing and you want more of is something about them is being aloha or making love visible. And it's one of my favorite parts of being with you. As she spent the whole couple months in Germany, and so I'm seeing it's, oh my gosh, where does the time go?
I know.
I had to hear that whole song. Maybe I was selfish. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed the song. Lucie, thank you so much for being on the show today. A third time.
A third time.
It was so awesome. And
Yes.
there'll be more, most definitely. And it was great to have you following up after Faith Rivera
Yes.
in our last show, because the two of you women have two songs that have lifted me up and carried me through, that I sing very loud all the time. And for those of you that are listening, I want you to send me an email at june@makinglovevisible.com and ask me for Lucie's music. I'll send it to you. Stay with us. Making Love Visible. # Making Love Visible. # Olelo Community Media. # Lucie Lynch. I love you so much. Take care. Aloha.